Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, so I spent a lot of time trying to figure out what I'm going to do for this mani. So it's going to be kind of a mix and match. I am going to use some Maniology colors. I'm going to use Pumpkinhead. I'm going to use One in a Melon, and I'm going to use Sweet Berry. And then I am also going to use Azure Dip number 18 for my nails. And then over the nail polish, I'm going to use a transparent just to help give it some thickness, because I don't like the feel of just plain painted nails. So anyway, there we go. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and start with these two, because those are the two that I am going to use the initial dip on, number 18, so that we can get those started. And then I'll come back, and while we're waiting on those to dry in between, I will do the color on the others. So we're going to go ahead and see. I'm doing those. So these are the two I want to take off. Three I want to take off that I'm going to paint. And these are the two that I'm going to do dip on. So we'll start with the dip, because that way it will be ready to go. And 18 is a black with a lot of glitter in it. So that's perfect for obviously this time of year. So that's why I chose to go with that. And with that, then I will not be doing any stamping on those two fingers. I'm just going to stamp on the other three today. So, and it's going to be a lot of mix and matching. So stay tuned. We'll go through this, and then I'll probably speed this up a little bit, because it's kind of boring to watch, but there we go. So get that in there really good. Make sure you've got good coverage. Look it over. Anything that doesn't appear to be covered, try again. There, that looks good. All right, and then we'll do the ring finger here. Get it going. All right, that in there good. Looking pretty good. All right, so there's those two. While those are drying for the first set, I'm going to go ahead and move over here. And what I'm going to do is I want to use, since that is my least favorite color, orange, I'm going to use it on my pinky. So on this one here, I'm going to use the melon color from Maniology. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there, because obviously I'm going for a Halloween colored themed manicure for this one. Doing something a little bit different. There we go. There we go. Sweet Berry. And I'll link all this stuff down below so that you can find it easy if it happens to be something that you like. Might be a little darker than I thought, but I think it's the perfect color. It absolutely is the perfect color. And then Pumpkinhead. So, but I mean, any colors that you have that are similar would work just fine. They don't have to be these colors, obviously. Okay. There. I think I got the side of that. All right, so tighten those back up while they're sitting here. Put these over to the side, and we'll come back and work on these dip nails real quick. So first thing I'm going to do, obviously, is I'm going to dust them off. Dust off that too a little bit. So dust them off here. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. Just lightly dust. And if you were sitting here, you can see all the dust motes and the glitter in the air right here. You probably can't see it on screen, but trust me, it's there. All right, so there we go. So with that done, we're gonna go ahead and do our second coat. I just spilt that everywhere, so that'll be fun to clean up. Luckily, I do this on a little cheapo plastic mat, so I can pick that all back up later. Lovely. You know, it's not a Stacy Glossy Tips video if I don't screw something up, I tell ya. But I still have plenty left in the dip jar to get these done, and then I'll do that on a little break. I'll get that cleaned up. So There we go. Get those in there. So this will be coat 2. I usually do 3, but we'll see how the coverage is on this and then go from there if we think we need to do a 4th one or not. All right. Okay, while those are drying, I'm going to go back over and give these others one more coat of polish. I find 2 coats of polish really works really well because this is so opaque. You don't need to do a lot of coats, and that's another reason why, because it's not very thick at the end of the tip. I always usually go back and do at least one transparent coat of dip over them just to help seal that in, and it also helps with keeping the paint from chipping and anything like that that might be an issue that I'm worried about. So okay, got that one done. Now we'll do pumpkin head. Like I said, orange is not my favorite. I don't mind it, but I don't want a lot of orange nails. Not my go-to here. There we go. All right, perfect. So we got those 3 are painted, and we're just going to let them sit there and dry. I'm going to move these colors out of the way because we're done with them. Move that up there. See where we are with these. Let's see, where's my... Still be a little damp. So I'm going to let that sit for just a second, and I'll be right back. All right, I think they're probably dry enough to go ahead and do the 3rd coat. So again, we'll just do this real lightly. Don't want to be crazy about it and knock it all off. So just real lightly dust those off, and we'll go ahead and do our 3rd coat of dip. And while we're doing this, our others should be just about dry. Guess I forgot to dip it. There we go. Looks like a nice good coverage there. I think I might end up doing, I don't know, I might end up doing a 4th dip on this. Although it's very light. It's not as, the coverage isn't as well as with the regular black. So I don't know what, maybe they use like a dark gray or something as opposed to straight up black. I don't know. There we go. We'll let those sit and dry for a little bit because that is not where the main thing is going to be here today. Okay, so now that I've got these 3 over here, what I am going to do is I'm going to start deciding what I'm going to do. And I decided that I'm going to do full nail designs. So I'm going to make this a really easy manicure today. So we're going to go ahead and start with the green. Let's see if it's dry. Yes, it's dry. So with the green, I already know what I want to do on that one. I've been waiting for a time to use this. So let me pull it out here. It is Maniology plate number 063. And I'm just going to use this here. It just reminds me of maybe Frankenstein. So they have it on with like voodoo dolls and stuff like that. But it just gives me Frankenstein vibes. So that's what I'm going to use on this green. But what I'm going to use is Maniology's Flicker B447, which is a holographic black. And I'm going to use that on this for my design. I get my trusty dusty little paper towel over here. Get that. Get my stamp, my monocle stamp, and my scraper card. All right, and that way we are ready to rock. So, all right, I'm gonna use Flicker on this, and we're gonna see how this works. And I'm not planning necessarily to use the same stamp on all 6 of my stamp nails because there's so many to pick from. I don't necessarily know what I want to do. All right, so there we go. It's kind of light, but that's all right. Okay, so I need my tape here to take off Maniology portion of that I don't want on my nail by accident. Trying to decide. Oh, I think I got it all. There's just so many open spaces there that it's kind of hard to tell. So, all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this up and I am just going to stamp it right on here. There we go. Perfect. Like I said, it's not very, there's not a lot to it, but I think it's just cool. So that is what we're doing on that one. I'm going to go ahead and clean off my stamper and my plate. I'm going to start with my plate. Make sure it flickers all. So I've got my acetone bottle over here. Clean that off. There we go. And then I'm going to use my sticky stamper station because I really do like it for cleaning off my stamper. I think it does a fabulous job. I still like to use my tape for doing small things, you know, of editing my stamp. But for that, I like that. Okay, so I knew what I was going to do on the green one. I'm still kind of not sure on the purple, but let's see what we find that we like. I have lots of plates here that I want to use this season, but I just haven't had the opportunity necessarily to use them. So I thought, well, I'm just going to do a really weird mix and match. All right, so we're going to use Maniology M071. This is got all the Ouija boards on it. I think I'm going to do this one. So again, I'm going to use Flickr for all of these because I want to see how it works on all of this. I might decide it doesn't work as well as I like, but then again, who knows? There we go. All right. We'll use our monocle. I don't know why I always call it a manacle. Weird. I'll get that picked off. There we go. There. And I like this extra thing I found. I'll link it below too, but it makes it easier to hold my nails. There we go. Slap that right on there. Lift it off. Voila. There. I like that. So we'll put that over to the side here for a second. Let that have a second or two to do its thing. I'll clean off my stamper. So that's the best way to get the full thing off. It's amazing. I always thought that that was kind of a gimmick, but I've decided that I really like it. All right, so we'll get that cleaned off there. Use that one. All right, and now on the orange, I want to do this black cat down here on top of a pumpkin. I think that will be perfect. I know I was going to use, well, let me think. I was going to use full ones, so let me double check and see if that's really what I want to do or not. I wanted to use all full stamps on them. Let's see, as I recall. Yeah, there's this one here that's all pumpkin. So let's use that. That's on Maniology MXM136. So this is a Maniology by me, a Mani by me plate. It was last month's Disco Death, I think is what they called it. So we're going to use that one right there with all of the pumpkins on it. There we go. Scrape that off. pull that on. Perfect. Pick this up and decide. There. Voila. All right. So there we have the 3 others. Clean off my stamper. And then we'll go back and we're going to finish doing the dip nails, the others. We're going to let these 3 sit before we come back and do, I'm going to do the no smudge top coat real quick though, on all 3 of those before we come back and do any coverage with the transparent. So we'll take our no smudge top coat and we'll do all 3 of these so that whatever we do next won't disturb the stamp. There we go. All right, got that done there. Now we're going to come back and finish these, hopefully. All right, so that we've done 3. Get that good and knocked off there. All right, so we'll come back in with the activator now. I don't know. I can see a lot of stuff underneath, but that's just probably the way it is. All right, so we're going to come in with the activator on both of these real quick and activate. Again, douse that really good. Make sure you've got that covered. All right. And we'll activate this one as well. We'll wait about 30 seconds to a minute, and then we'll come back and file on that a little bit, and then we'll do the second coat of activator. There we go. We'll give that a second while I tidy up around here a little bit. All right, so I'm going to take one of my little files that I have. I got several of them because with almost every Azure dip, you get a little file. So I'm going to start by first getting the little toothy thing off the front. It's a real easy, just wah-wah. And then I'm going to buff it. Okay, so that would be the smoother side. And you're just going to do that real lightly. It's just to get any bumps or especially any glitters that might be sticking up. Get those off. Then brush that real good. Get some of that dirt or dust and everything off, and then add your next coat of activator. All right, there we go. And we'll do this one here, same thing. First we'll get the little funny little teethy thing off the front. And then we'll buff real quickly. Nothing too crazy. Dust it off. And activate. Bottle might be getting a little low. But good. There we go. Good coverage on that. The other one is already dry. You can tell by looking at it, but we'll go ahead and thump it anyway. Yep. So we'll go ahead and go back to our top coat for that. And I use the 2-in-1, so because it's a 2-in-1, I am going to make sure I wipe it off after I give the first coat so that I don't contaminate. There we go. good and dry. I'll do this one. All right, there we go. Let that sit. Let that get good and dry, and then we'll have that one done here in just a second. Now, the second process that I'm going to do to the others, you don't have to do. This is just my preference. So what I'm going to do is I'm just basically going to do one or two, probably, I'm going to try one transparent coat of dip just to give it a little bit more thickness, because I don't like really sharp nails, and I found that if these can be really sharp if you don't have several layers of something on it. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to put this dip coat on, top coat on there, and I am just going to dip that right in there. It's not going to hurt any. It'll dry clear. Right now it's cloudy, but that's fine. It will dry clear. Like I said, this is personal preference and not anything you're required to do. Your nails are your nails. You do you, I do me, whatever. So there we go. Let those sit for a second. Let's go back and check the others, see if they're dry enough yet. All right, we'll do our second top coat on these. And luckily, it's the same as the base coat. No. And because those were activated, I'm going to go ahead and wipe my brush off just to be safe. The others don't have activator on them yet, so I didn't need to. All right. Okay, so those two are done. Put those over to the side, out of the way, and we'll come back to these three. All right, so we're going to dust these off. You know, I think I am going to do 2 coats. That was not quite dry. It'll be okay. It'll come out of it, but it was not quite dry, so I'm going to let them sit there a little bit longer. All right. So we're going to go back and do one more coat of transparent on all of these just to give them a little bit more extra, because that's me. All right. There we go. Okay, there we are. That's enough of the transparent on those. So we'll get that covered up so I don't accidentally spill that all over the place. Let those dry, and we'll do the same process with these 3 as we did with the other 2. When I'm done with that, I'll come back and show you the final results. All right, this mani is done. Oops. I'm going to go ahead and do my other hand, and I will show you that in the pictures in this video so that you can get a good look at how I did, at what the other one looked like, just because, but it's going to be very similar. Just probably the stamps will be different. I don't think I'm going to mix up the colors either. I mean, you know, you can do whatever you want. It's just not me. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Everybody have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. If you like this video, please like, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.